This next guy that's coming up, you know those places that we all don't want to talk about in the middle of the night that are dark, damp, they don't smell very good. This is where this guy lives. I am so proud of him though, because one of the things he's done is he's taken his sobriety very seriously, and I think that's excellent. You should give him a nice round of applause. Brian Jett, everyone. Brian Jett, the evil Brian Jett. Come on up here and slam his ass.
Mike Diesel, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Diesel. Isn't he washed up? Katie is like the Courtney Love of this roast. The only thing bigger than Mike Diesel's ego is his belly, and no one wants to stroke either. Mike Diesel's act is as current and relevant as Carrie London's shoulder pads. Seriously, it's like the two of you shop at the same hack premise and fag jacket emporium. I know you've all seen Carrie before. Carrie London buys his suits out of a gumball machine at an ethnic strip mall. Leonardo's bouncing around here somewhere. Leonardo, you Puerto Rican nobody. Leonardo drives, I kid you not, a moped. A moped with spinners. Little tiny stolen spinners. Go get your shine box. Mike Diesel and Clay Miles and Brian McClure and Leonardo are like the Four Horsemen. If the Four Horsemen told shitty jokes and weren't one-nighters for Steve Bix. Justin Schlegel is here. I wasn't expecting to see Justin. Justin is like the Dane Cook of Baltimore. Which means he's really funny and really high energy and probably looks in the mirror way too much. Mark Reese is here. Mark Reese, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Reese looks like a dark-haired Danny Noonan from Caddyshack. How about you come over and mow my lawn? How about Fresca? Alright, you're a retro hipster wearing women's jeans. We get it. It's like you're trying to show off your lack of testosterone and not having the body of a grown man. That's nice. Speaking of not having the body, speaking of the grown men's bodies, has anybody seen Carrie London's trunk recently? I'm not saying that Carrie London is a sexually confused sociopath, but hey, if the bloody cock ring fits, call me, I'd love to work with you. Seriously. Let's see. Clay Miles, ladies and gentlemen, where's Clay?
Over here.
Clay Miles. I gotta tell you all, this Clay Miles actually is not black. That just happens to be the color of the inside of Mike Diesel's asshole.
Yeah,
man! Yeah, man! Shitty fucking tagline, yeah, man! At least Get Her Done is original. Unbelievable. Here, Brian, hold my crutch while I make fun of you. Right. Hair-lipped African AIDS babies suffer less than your audience. Your act stinks worse than Nancy Pelosi's cunt marinating in stagnant jungle water. Brian McClure has become quite the drinker, you know. He came up to me, he's plastered a couple of weeks ago. He's like, hey, Jet, man, I think I could drink you under the table now. It's like, you fucking pussy, you still have a table? Making sure I got my life together. I sold my table for a gram of meth and a naked picture of his mom. Incidentally, both those items are really easy to come by at a truck stop. Brian McClure's testicles have gout. Bazooka Joe writes better jokes than you do. Brian McClure's farts smell like beer pong and open mic night. sometimes before a show, you know, like I'll walk, like if it's a big show, I'll walk out to music, you know, and I'll walk out to some like Outlaw Johnny Cash or some D12 or some Kid Rock to get the crowd pumped up and let them know what they're getting into, you know. Brian McClure is the only person I know who walks out to Simon and Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence. Brian McClure is so young, his Mrs. Robinson is 26. Brian McClure has eaten more dick on stage than Oscar at a Mexican donkey show. Brian McClure's jokes are fishier than Roy Truinsky's upper lip. I'm glad you showed up. I think his job at Wiseacres has been good for him as house MC. I think that it's helped prepare you for your lifetime career as a host at Bennigan's. Brian McClure knows the Wiseacres menu better than his own set list. Brian McClure's act has more holes in it than a hooker with leprosy. Incidentally, man, I'm sorry to hear about your mom. Brian McClure's dick smells like dog breath and peanut butter. Brian McClure's act consists of jokes that Clay Miles and Mike Diesel won't do. Going to Clay Miles for a joke is like going to a strip club just to listen to the music. Fucking stupid. I have had this conversation with so many comics. Hey, did Brian McClure do a set tonight? Yes, he did. How'd he do? I don't know, I didn't see him. Well then, how'd you know he went on? Well, because when I walked in, the room was dead silent and reeked of effort. Brian McClure's act is as solid and well-constructed as my right leg. I don't think your act is really gonna play very well over in Iraq. You know, Brian doing stand-up over in Iraq. So, can you guys? I bet you guys can guess what my favorite holiday is. No, it's Cinco de Mayo. You know, that day in May where, fuck it, you people don't have grass or Mexicans. Brian McClure has fucked up more lines than an epileptic holding a Coke mirror. Brian McClure's act is shittier than Japanese scat porn. Watching Brian McClure perform is like watching me try and run a marathon. It always ends with a bunch of, like a smattering of pity applause and people looking at each other going, well, he was cute for trying. Brian McClure's resume consists of open mic sign-up sheets. Yeah. You know, dude, I was thinking while I was sitting in the car in the parking lot writing material about you, I came to the conclusion that honestly, like, the worst thing about you really is your act. Dude, I just want to say that there is nothing more admirable or that deserves more respect than a young man who's willing to put his ass on the line for this country. I love you, Brian, and I'm proud of you, brother. Give me hell.
Brian Jack, the evil Brian Jack. Brian Jack's just pissed off because he can't get in with Steve Dix.